Let's say you came across this question in your chemistry exam. How will you solve it? It is very easy. Now let's solve together. The question says, what is the percentage composition of sulfur in the compound sulfur 4 oxide? You can see we were given various options. This question is extremely very easy. You have to pay attention to every single steps to be taken to solve this question. And at the end of solving this question, I'm going to give you your own practice question so you solve and provide the answer in the comment section. So listen properly. The term percentage composition has a symbol to which it is noted. Are you there? Percentage composition in chemistry is symbolized as percent. Please listen. And this is given by a formula, and that formula must be noted. Listen and listen good. The formula for solving questions on percentage composition is simply this I'm about writing on the board. Now let's get into this formula. It is simply percentage composition is equal to what we call atomic mass, specifically atomic mass of elements. Listen, I'm going to explain, all right, times number of atoms of elements as well, all right, times number of atoms of elements, listen and listen good, divided by molar mass of compound. This question is so much very easy, all right, molar mass of compound. Now you can see they are asking us to get percentage. Definitely we are going to times by 100. So say times, listen, times what? 100. All this must be noted. Now listen, though there are other ways questions can be asked on percentage composition. I already have a full video lesson that explains properly on the concept percentage composition on my YouTube channel, all right? So do well to go watch the lesson so as to learn all ways questions can come on this aspect of chemistry called percentage composition. But this is a very common way questions can be asked on this aspect, and I'm going to explain all you need to know to solve questions like this in your chemistry exam. Now let's get into this question properly. Question says, what is the percentage composition of sulfur in the full compound sulfur 4 oxide? Now I believe you know that the chemical symbol for this compound sulfur 4 oxide is simply SO2. I believe you are aware. If it was carbon 4 oxide, it would have been CO2, but this is sulfur 4 oxide. This makes it to be SO2. The reason why it's 4 oxide, you have to understand a very vital aspect in chemistry called, oxidation number. That is why it actually named sulfur 4 oxide. That's another story for another day. Now you just listen to what we need to know in this aspect of chemistry. So from this question, what I want us to determine is calculate the percentage composition of just sulfur. Look at it in this full compound. I am aware they want me to calculate for just sulfur, but I'm going to explain to you how to calculate for all the elements in this compound. So listen and listen good. First thing first, look at what I want to write. First thing first, just watch. I'm going to write elements down here. All right, elements meaning that I'm going to write out the elements that are present in the full compound sulfur. That's what you do. Listen to solve questions on this aspect. Ensure you understand what you are doing. So since I saw the full compound sulfur 4 oxide, I first of all write out the elements I am saying forming this compound. And what are they? Sulfur and oxygen. Leave that two alone. Just identify elements. All right. So the first element here is sulfur, which is symbolized as S, whereby the other element is what? Oxygen. Are you there? Pay attention. After that, the next thing I want to write is the first component of my formula, which is what? Atomic mass. So here I'm going to write listen and listen good. I am going to write here what? Atomic what? Mass. Whereby the next thing I want to write is the other aspect of this formula, which is what? Number of atoms. Listen and listen good. Alright. So number, see, whenever you're solve question, don't worry. At the end of solving this question, I'm going to give you your own practice question, so you solve and provide the answer in the comment section. So listen and listen good. So number of what? Atoms. Are you there? Number of what? Atoms. These are the things I've written. Are you there? Whereby the last component of this formula is molar mass of the compound, which I'm going to explain to you. You just listen. So now let us feel like this is a table. So let us feel what should be inside this table. This is atomic mass. We were given already. Don't give in the question. They've given us the atomic mass. All these numbers you are seeing, sulfur equal to 32, is the atomic mass of sulfur as an element. So this place I'm having elements, you can see the same line. So sulfur becomes what? 32. Alright, this is the atomic mass of sulfur. Whereby the atomic mass of oxygen is equal to what? 16. Are you there? So the next part of my formula is for me to understand what this number of atoms mean, so that I can fill in the correct informations. Then when I want to calculate the percentage composition of any of the elements, be it sulfur or oxygen, we can do it without stress. So listen and listen good. Moving further, listen and listen well. For number of atoms, how do you get it? You simply look at your compound and try to determine how many of that compound you are seeing. Now this is sulfur. How many sulfur can you see in SO2? I can see just one sulfur. So for number of atoms, it is going to be written as, for sulfur, one atom of sulfur. Whereby looking at this other element, how many of that element can you see properly? Listen and listen. I can see just 2 of oxygen. So oxygen becomes 2 atoms of oxygen. So for oxygen here is going to be what? 2 atoms. You can see it with S. 2 atoms of what? Oxygen. So what becomes the next thing to do? Listen. You can see we have filled in all the informations. Alright. So first of all, let's quickly just calculate the molar mass of the full compound. So here becomes molar mass. Listen and listen. How do you calculate molar mass of a compound? Very easy. You calculate molar mass of a compound by simply adding the atomic masses of the element. Now, the first element here is sulfur. Alright. So sulfur atomic mass is 32. Listen and listen good. After that, you go to the next element, you add. You don't times, you don't divide, you don't subtract, you add. So me going to oxygen, I would say plus, what is the atomic mass of oxygen? It is what? 16 as given by the question. You will be given. But it is best as a science student, you must know it to yourself. So atomic mass of this is 16. And now listen and listen good. You can see we have 2 of oxygen there. So any number that is attached to any of the elements, you times with that number. You times with that number. So here becomes 16 times 2. Are you there? Because sulfur does not have, that's why I did not times. Let's say for instance sulfur had like 2 here or 3. I'm going to say 32 times that 2 or 32 times that 3. Are you there? So molar mass of this compound in total becomes what? Listen and listen good. When we hit our calculator, it becomes 64 grams per mole, because grams per mole is the unit to identify a value that is molar mass. Are you there? So guys, listen and listen good. Remember question 1 was to calculate the percentage composition of sulfur. So we're only interested with sulfur, but I am going to calculate for the 2 elements involved so that you understand what is happening. So first thing first, we're going to write here percentage composition of sulfur. All right, this is the formula I'm going to follow. So atomic mass. What's the atomic mass of sulfur? You can see that 32. So write it 32. Listen. Times. What's the number of atoms of sulfur? You can see that 1 atom. You can see how easy it is. 1 atom of sulfur. So here becomes times 1. All right. Divided by the molar mass of the full compound. What is it? 64 grams per mole. So here becomes 64 times what? 100. Are you there? You can see it here. Very easy. Equal to. So you can see another element was present, which is oxygen. So let's quickly calculate the percentage composition of oxygen. So it's going to be what? What's the atomic mass of oxygen? You can see that oxygen atomic mass is 16. So 16 times what? What's the number of atoms of oxygen? is 2 now. Are you saying it? So 2, all right, divided by, what is the molar mass of the full compound? 64 gram per mole, doesn't change, times what? 100. So we're going to say equal to. So what becomes the answer to the question? So listen and listen good. When we hit our calculator to calculate the percentage composition of sulfur, I am not saying oxygen, we are going to get what? 50%. Hit your calculator, you see that you are going to get this value 50%. Now, if you do the same for oxygen down, you will still get the same value, 50%. Now, this is not always so. This is just a coincidence. Don't worry, I'm going to give you your own practice question so you solve and see that all times you get different numbers. No, this is just a question. So listen and listen good. Let's determine the answer to this question. Question said, what is the percentage composition of sulfur? So what's the percentage composition of sulfur? You can see here that 50%. So here becomes option D. They did not ask me for oxygen. I'm just teaching you how to calculate for the percentage composition of all elements in compounds if you are given. It's just a coincidence that the oxygen also is still 50%. Now, to know if your answers are correct, simply just add the percentage, composition together of the elements involved, and when you get 100% or 99.9%, you know that, oh, I'm correct. Are you there? So that's how it works. So I'm going to give you a practice question now so you solve and provide the answers in the comment section. Now listen. Now this is your own question. Calculate the percentage composition of all elements in this compound. This is the compound. See, listen, Na2CO3. This is the compound. Now listen, and you can see, first of all, this is the compound. First of all, identify the elements you are seeing here. I'm going to write out the atomic masses. All right, for sodium, atomic mass 23. The next element, carbon, atomic mass 12. The next element, oxygen, atomic mass 16. All right. So this is your own practice question. Calculate the percentage composition of all elements. I'm not specific to one. I'm telling you, calculate for all of them. Use the same step and you are good to go. It's just that for this compound, we had only 2 elements. You can see now there are 3 elements here. Alright, so you still add for the last one and still write out the information necessary. Alright, you can see how easy this question is. So guys, we've come to the end of this video lesson. If you find my video lesson helpful, make sure you click on the subscribe button to my YouTube channel and also share my lessons with your friends. Thanks for watching.
To have more understanding about chemistry calculations and solving all of this type of questions, I already have them on the chemistry masterpiece, okay, which is calculations and keynotes in chemistry. So if you are preparing to write the JAM exam, this book is very, very important for you. Now, for more information getting the chemistry masterpiece, do well to direct message me via my WhatsApp number. It will be on the screen.